my God, Allie, look at her lab. It's just so fat. I mean, her lab is just so big. I can't believe it's just so round, like out there. I mean, gross.
I like big labs and I cannot lie. You other owners can't deny that when a lab walks in with itty bitty legs and a round thing in your face, you get stunned.
Doc, what do I do? All the vets tried to warn me about those treats, but my lab is just becoming fat. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong because I'm feeding him based off the recommendations, but he still acts like he's hungry and he's clearly gaining weight.
Interesting that you bring this up. I've also noticed that a lot more obese labs have been coming into my clinic lately. So I did a little bit of research, and I found an article by Dr. Eleanor Raffin, who also saw this problem in her clinic too. She studied 15 obese and 18 healthy labs. They were looking at 3 specific genes they thought might be associated with obesity: MC4R, a GODI-related peptide, and POMC. They found that POMC was the only one with significant correlation with obesity. She found that 2/3 of the obese labs had a 14 base pair deletion at 17, 19. Once they identified the gene was missing, she studied a larger group of labs where she found that the deletion of the POMC gene was indeed associated with obesity. They also found that dogs with the POMC deletion were more likely to beg for food. This can be explained because the POMC gene is important in telling the brain when the dog is full. So by deleting the gene, they naturally think that they are hungry all the time. They also found that dogs with the POMC deletion are more likely to beg for food. This can be explained because the POMC gene is important in telling the brain when the dog is full. So by deleting it, they naturally think they are hungry all the time.
Welcome to Science with Diana. Did you know that 45% of Labrador Retriever service dogs carry the POMC deletion? This is thought to be the case because service dogs are bred using a breeding stock that most likely carries the deletion. Interestingly enough, the expected Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, which is just fancy talk for the expected constant ratio of genotype from generation to generation, was not observed. This suggests that there is a possibility of more heterozygous dogs, which are carriers. Since we are on the topic of genotypic ratios, let's talk about phenotypic expectations. Heterozygotes were observed to be approximately 4 pounds heavier than an animal who was homozygous for the POMC gene. Homozygous animals with POMC deletion were found to be 8 pounds heavier. This suggests that this gene expresses something called no dominance. No dominance is a special case of incomplete dominance where the heterozygote is the median between the mutant and non-mutant Labradors. While this is an issue that predominantly affects lab breeds, it is still being researched how it affects other breeds and even other species.
When the cause is genetic, there is still something you can do to prevent the negative effects of the POMC deletion. The epigenetic effects of what we feed our dogs is still being researched, so there are a few lifestyle changes that could benefit your lab.
First, work with your veterinarian to establish a feeding routine with specific food quantities, distribution times, and healthy ingredients for your lab's weight loss.
Next, evaluate how you are currently exercising your lab and what you could do to increase their activity levels. Finally, recognize that your dog is going to act hungry and beg you for that extra milk bone. However, stay firm with your routine. It will be better for him in the long run.